tell me that it ain't a fucking craft. This is fucking bullshit. I'm talking about it. Check 1, 2. Hey, Joey Bacon Donuts back again. Hey, what you see in front of you. Oh, by the way, this is Joey from New York. Real space info. And as always, you see again, I keep doing these videos because it's good to let my viewers know and subscribers that these craft that you see around the sun are really here. This is another freeze frame. This happens to be in a little newer date. This is 2013, April 13th, 2013 at 12:24. Now, I've made previous videos before of the same shape of craft. Now, these babies are flying fast, and they're flying like kind of sort of, not really in formation, but they're booking, as you can clearly see. I'm thinking they're individual. In other words, these are, my guess, either they're paired together and they're somehow linked as they flying because the blur of the camera. So these two are together, and this is the blur of this one, and these two are together. You can clearly see, I mean, there is a shape here. There is definitely a shape, and they're flying very, very quickly. Even, I mean, for all we know, this may not be the length of it. This may not be the length of it. It could be much, shorter. It's just that it's blurred, and it's catching somewhat of the craft. But nonetheless, I've done multiple videos of these, and this is definitely proof that these bad boys do exist. I mean, I'm repeating it over and over again. Repeating it. It's not like a fluke. These are different years, different days, and the same shape ship keeps coming up. So I just can't imagine that this is an asteroid and it's the same shape. There's no freaking way that is the case. No way. So this is definitely smoking gun. I have proven that there are spaceships around the sun. Period. The end. That's the end of story. They exist. Joey Baggs from New York has found this information out. And this is quite impressive. Now remember, this is really close to whatever is recording the sun, because the craft is not this size compared to the sun. However, they are flying closer to our device that's recording it, whatever satellite is looking at the sun. And there's obviously other ones in the distance here. I wonder, you know what? You never know. They could be playing a game. Hey, whoever gets to the sun the quickest wins. And they're all racing to the sun. You know, whatever. We don't know. They could be an organic life form. We don't know. We have no idea. However, I have proven to my audience and to YouTube, period, the end, that they exist. This is a craft. This is really happening. This is true. If I'm moving 1 frame a second on this, I'm just keeping it still because as soon as I let it go, this is, now remember, I captured a whole year. And this, if you ever want to do it yourself, this is at frame 4920. And I'm sure NASA's going to probably block it out now that I told you. Because during the video, this is probably one that they missed. If I rewind it, you'll see flashes. And each time it flashes means that they're covering up something that was in the camera's view. Most likely an alien craft. This one they missed. Probably thinking it looks like space junk. But if you analyze it carefully, they're all the same shape. I don't think multiple objects or space junk that close to the sun, no less, is going to survive, for one, and all be the same shape. So, obviously, smoking gun. Again, I keep saying smoking gun because it's exactly what it is. And the date on this is 2013. I'm sorry, April 13th, 2013 at 12:24. Now, I grabbed the whole year, so the whole year is 17,520 frames, of which This is at 4920 frame. At 4920th frame. And you'll see this image. And I'm using the Helio viewer, rather. And you too can look at this yourself. I'm not making this stuff up. If it's not real, I don't post it. Simple as that. If it's not real, it does not get published. Simple as that. I only post real stuff, real actual footage that really happened. None of this bullshit videos of, oh look, this my viewer sent in a video of a UFO in the sky that you can't freaking understand or even see. It's a little speck of dot. Oh, I see a light in the sky. It could be no. Have you ever noticed that all those videos are always blurry or is at night? Come on. No one's actually had a real, and majority of them all CGI. This is not CGI. This is actual, real space information. Period. The end. I'm not giving my viewers a bunch of shit. I'm going to give you real freaking stuff. Period. The end. I'm tired of everybody having videos out there that's a bunch of crap and nothing's real. Because it's about time that we actually give the world the correct information. Simple as that. And that's why I created this channel, is to make sure that the real stuff gets published and the fake stuff does not. Well, not by me, of course. So this clearly shows that it's real spaceships. All right, guys, here's another image that I found. Now, this is really cool. This is probably one of the better images. I mean, granted, yes, it does seem like they're far away, but holy shit. This is so cool. I love it when... Now, remember, this is the same day, but this is at frame 4968. I just love it when I can reproduce over and over and over again. I'm starting to believe... Wait a minute, this is interesting. Here's 3, and there's a groups of 2 here. There are 2 different type ships here. Because these are individual. 1, 2, 3, and then there's 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So there's 3 here, and 6 here, and they're spread out further apart. So it's very possible that this is a double ship, this is a single ship. Double... Single ship, single, double. This is interesting. Getting closer to the sun on this one. Wow, this is actually kind of cool. Look, there's actually something on the bottom here. This is the closest I've ever seen it. And check this out. Doubles. Looks like they're in formation here. So we have, these are double. So these are all together. Double here, double, single. It's very possible these are in formation, and this could be the leader of the group. Usually the ones that are closest. This is interesting. I don't know how to. And this date, it's the same thing. It's actually the 14th. Sorry, so it's 4/14, 2013 at 12:24, which is the same time as the last time, except a different day. It's interesting. It's the same time, different day, same time. Could be a pattern here, folks. And this is at frame 4968. So it's a next day, same identical time. Wow. So, in other words, the next day. In other words, this is 413 was the first image. This is 414. I guarantee you 415 at this, we'll probably see the same thing. Well, I don't know. I'm not guaranteeing it. But so far, I see a pattern. But there is quite a few craft here. And this is really impressive. This really is. This one's really cool. Because you can clearly see there's something on the bottom here. And you can see the crescent ship that this is. I'm going to call it a crescent ship because that's what I believe what it is. So let's inverse video. Let's see if we can see anything else here to get it to pop a little bit more. We sharpened it. All right, so when I sharpen it, you can clearly see there's an edge here. So this, or even a force field, for all we know. That could be the force field around the spacecraft that we don't see. Oh, yeah, you can see it. Look at that. There is a force field. Force field around the ship, and I'm just enhancing it. Yeah, that's clearly a force field. That's interesting. Take some color away. That's funny. Number 4. It just happens to be like that. This is pretty cool. So yeah, definitely a force field. What would it have to be? I mean, how can it sustain going around the sun without being demolished, completely melted? I mean, we're talking. I don't even know how hot the sun is. I don't even know that information. However, I can't imagine anything that lives on Earth that would survive anywhere being, you know, a few hundred miles from it, 1,000 miles, 100,000 miles from it, and surviving. But this is pretty cool. What do you think of that? Comment below, people. This is awesome. Let's go to the next time frame. Now, this is what it looks like when NASA completely blocks out the area. So this is before, this is after, and then this is after again. So there's the clear, I mean, that's the full white blackout, or whiteout, I should say, of the frame. So something is there that they don't want us to see, and they do that to block it out. So, and however, I'm doing granular searching, so I'm finding all the mistakes that I'm finding that they forgot to do. However, I do want to show you a massive solar flare that it's just about to go. I have it set for 30 frames a second. Matter of fact, there's multiple solar flares. And this is April 18th, after April 18th, 2013. Check this out. That's huge. Another one coming. Oh, look at that. That was tremendous. Another one. All in a row. That's crazy. Those are all monstrous solar flares happening. Oh, and more alien craft. Hang on. There we go. More alien craft. The same format. There's the 3. It's far away. And there's the 2 again. This is interesting. See if we can get it to look like something. Wow, that's cool. So showing some signs of shape there. Interesting. You can clearly see the force field around it. Anyway, nonetheless, you can clearly see repetitiveness of the same thing over and over and over again, which is what I like to do, as you figured out so far. All right, here's another one. This is July 4th, 2013, frame 8870 of 17,520. Don't you love it when I keep repeating? Well, keep finding the same thing over and over and over again. Here we go. More of the same thing. These are alien spacecraft. I'm not going to say it again. You're in denial. You need to know this is real. This is so cool. Come on. This has got to be so exciting for everybody to know that it exists. I'm proving it right now, real time. Well, not really real time, but from, today is November 16th, 2016 is today. And this will be published today on my channel. So it's always good. It's always good to have, dates, proof. If it's not real, I don't post it. Simple as that. I always do real stuff. You guys got to know me by now. Let's go to the next image. See, it'd be a different story if I can't repeat myself, in terms of the finding of these spacecraft. Simply, obviously, I'm repeating. There's those flashes. All right. Here's some more. I'm going to find them throughout the entire time. This is July 14th at 5:54 at frame 9323. Again, more of the same stuff over and over and over again. I'm not. This is why I'm doing this. This is to prove that they do exist. This is not a bunch of bullshit. This is real space information. Nothing but real. I'm able to replicate the same thing over and over again in a different frame, different year, different day. That's what makes it so unique and so real. On to the next one. Okay, now this one is interesting because right after this frame, it is white. Now, either they're attempting to try to block it, and you can clearly see some sort of a delta wing here. It's a triangular form of a shape, which I'm thinking they're trying to block out. But then again, that's before, that's that frame, and then it's white. So it would appear that they were trying to block this out. Obviously, we can't make this out, but it is something here. It's moving so rapidly. That's got to be the blur. The actual craft is probably way off frame. But this is very close. Very, very close to the imager satellite. And this one's obviously coming in and turning. See, most of the stuff we've seen are going straight. This one is turning. Or we can think that this is a concave lens and it's appeared to look turning, which is also very possible. Because as with video surveillance, I'm very familiar with a 2.8 millimeter lens that you start getting that concave curve look to it on the edges. So we can actually possibly think that's happening in this situation, which I'm going to probably say. But nonetheless, this thing is really cool. Nonetheless. So let's move on to the next image. All right, I got a few more here. This is on August 17th, 2013 at 4:24 at frame 10,952. Again, repeating, different frame, different time, different day, same ships, or same looking ships, and they're repeated. And believe it or not, NASA's constantly blocking these things out, nonstop. I should show you one of those frames. You'll get a kick out of that one. This is what it looks like when NASA blocks out something that they don't want us to see. They do this, or there'll be multiple blocking out blocks all over this thing instead of a white screen. However, this is what they do sometimes in terms of just blocking out. So if I go one frame before, that's what it looks like. Then it's that frame, then it's another frame after that. So it's after the fact. Something is there they don't want me to see or us to see. And that's what it looks like. So it's probably one of those other craft that I've been finding. And it was probably more pronounced and more detailed. That's why it's blocked out. On to the next one. All right, now here's another image that NASA blocked out. That's before, that's after, and the next frame, look at this. They block out less, but make it smaller. Less information blocked, could be more of those craft that I happen to have seen. And then that's the next frame. If you wanted to see these blockouts, that's at 8/12/2013, 10,741 frame, 42, 41, 10,742 and 10,740, 41 is that one. On to the next image. All right, here's more of the same shit. Same thing. Different day. Actually, is this the same one? It very well could be. I've done so many of them. Let me hit pause. You have seen enough. Let me see if I can get another one. All right, this is a cool thing. I actually rewound it, and you're going to see a meteor or a shooting star. It's obviously very, very big. It's probably the size of Earth, flying into the sun. And we're at 15 frames a second, and each frame is 30 minutes. So it'll give you kind of an understanding of how long it's taking for this object to get to the sun. Check it out. What do you think of that? That was pretty cool, huh? Let's rewind that. Let's go backwards in slow motion here so you can see it. Those flashes are NASA blocking those images out. And there it is right here. So we could do it again. We'll fast forward. We'll do individual frames. And in the same time, there's more craft. Gotta love it. And that's going through and eventually gets to the sun and burns up. On to the next image. This is an interesting frame. Obviously, an error in data manipulation coming over on a satellite. This is clearly not UFOs or craft because it's digital artifacts on the screen. But this is September 18th, 2013, 8:54 at frame 12,497. On to the next image. This is an interesting frame because you can clearly see some sort of an exhaust on this craft. This is the only one that I see of this. I kind of investigate a little bit, but you can clearly see some sort of something protruding from the back end of it. Now, if this is a single image and it's just blurred, it kind of replicates itself through and through each image. All right, here's another image. The thing is flying by the spacecraft, our satellite. And so I decided to take a shot at this and just have you guys take a look at it. October 8th, 2013, 14:54, frame 13,469. We're getting close to the end of the year now. Again, repeating it, is the crescent ship shape that we're talking about. All right, on to the next one. I don't want to make this video too long because I don't want you bored, but as I repeat it, maybe you'll be more convinced that this is real. You want to hear something? You want to see something cool again? Here, I'll let you see it. Another meteor going into the sun. That's pretty cool. Now, that was pretty cool. Something happened. Something exploded. Look at all the particles. Holy mackerel. I'm just going individual frames here. That was pretty wild. On to the next image. All right, they're kind of streaking past the satellite here. But again, it doesn't matter. You can clearly see the shape of them. This is a little different here. See something on the bottom of it as it flies by. But we've actually been noticing that there's something on the bottom of the craft. This kind of proves that. Not sure what it is, but there is definitely something on the bottom of it. I'm starting to think that these aren't the shape of the ship. In other words, it's not this long. And it could be pulsating for all we know when we're seeing it going on and off, on and off. Who knows? It could be infrared. There could be cloaking, and it's going so quickly that there's going on and off, and then the camera can pick it up and then can't pick it up. So, who knows? We don't know. It's all guesswork at this point. But, however, I'm able to replicate it over and over again. All right, so I'm going to let this go, the video, at 15 frames a second. You're going to see a lot of flashes, and then you're going to see an image on the right-hand side of the screen We're traveling at 15 frames a second right now. 30. Whoop. Wow. Did you see that? That was pretty cool. And clearly, obviously, NASA doesn't feel that this is necessary to block. Sorry for the flashes. Those are other things that they're trying to block to prevent us from seeing. And you'll see other blocking and flashing and whatnot. But obviously, they don't think this is necessary to block. I'm not really quite sure. Maybe because they can't determine what it is. It's just this big blob flying across the screen here. But, oh, there's something here. But you can clearly see some sort of a funky shape to this. There's something poking out the sides here. Let's see if this thing spins. This thing spins, and it's clearly pointing towards, and it is spinning. It's pointing towards the sun. So I'm not really quite sure it is. That is so cool. What are those things on the side that are protruding out? What the heck is that? So there's these black things, these gray things. Wow. Wow, now they really blocked it out. I'm only letting you see this, so I'm not doctoring anything. I never do that. I only publish real space information. Simple as that. Wow. I'm not doing anything. I'm letting it run. Oh, look at all that white. But I will rewind it and see if we can manipulate that a little bit. Those look like little jet engines. I'm not doing anything. This is all real time. Okay, so I'm going to hit pause. I'm going to back up a couple of frames here. Manually. What was that? Now look at that. Another ship. Gotta love it. All right, let's back it up. Well, that's all white. Let me manually do this. Bring this forward to this point here, where the clearest part is. This is probably a reflection from this on the lens. So I'm not going to think that's anything other than that. So let's sharpen it up if we can. Change the contrast, maybe the gamma. So I'm not really quite sure. I'm starting to think that the reason why they're not doing anything about this image is because it is possibly, I'm not saying it is, possibly the International Space Station. Now, the only reason I'm thinking that is because they don't care. They're not blocking it. So I can only imagine that this is probably the International Space Station, and I don't care if we know if it is what it is. But who knows? Do not know. I've seen this quite often in these videos. Okay, we got some more. Don't you love it? This is December 19th, 2013 at 8:24 in the evening. Frame number 16,912. Hey, forget about it. Hey, you think I'm full of shit? I can't be. I'm showing you the actual footage. I'm not doctoring anything. I'm viewing it as you will see it if you do it at your own computer. Just that it's easier to go to YouTube and just look it up and watch it that way. But just remember, guys, real space info. I'm not going to give you a bunch of shit. It's going to be real stuff. Period. The end. All right, guys, we're almost done here. Let's see. We'll just let it go. Almost at the end of the year. 21st. 22nd. 23rd. 24th. Christmas. It's Christmas. 26. Blocking a lot that day. 27. 28. 29. 30. 31. I haven't told you, and now we're beginning of the thing. January 1st. You have fading in. I'm not doing that. That's all them. And it's just a freeze frame at this point. We're zipping along in terms of frames per second here. Still 15, but nothing's moved. There, now we're moving. Okay, now, that's pretty much it, guys. Ow. So, If you like this video, please thumbs up. If you don't like it, which I don't think you would, thumbs down. But obviously, comment below. I enjoy comments. It was great to do another video for you guys. Please subscribe. Take care, guys. Peace. Joey Bag of Donuts, real space info. If it ain't real, I don't post it. Take care. No one's gonna fucking tell me that it ain't a fucking crap. This is fucking bullshit. I'm talking about it.